Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome to an all-new Talking Movies. I'm your host, the real Gino Reynolds, and today we're going to be taking a look at Deadpool 2, the Super Duper Cut. We're not going to be talking about the movie as a whole, because my review of that movie hasn't really changed. I'll put a link to that review in the description below, but instead we're going to be talking about the changes that they made in this Blu-ray release. And of course, there will be spoilers here. It's going to be hard to point out every little change in this movie because there was a lot of little dialogue changes and added jokes here and there throughout the whole movie, such as taking a jab at Captain America during the funeral hit scene, or a little nudity in the stripper club scene, and the John Wick joke linked to director David Leitch. If you want an extremely detailed account of the scenes that were changed, I'll put a link to Screen Rant's breakdown of the movie. I'm just going to talk about some of the new scenes, whether or not I thought they worked, and lastly, where I think this cut of the movie missed a few opportunities. The first thing that you'll notice about this cut is the opening world-hopping bad guy killing action sequences. All of them are extended, and as with most of this cut of the movie, more is better. The bar fight, the strip club fight, the funeral hit, and especially the bathhouse fight are all longer and look amazing. I think my only disappointment with the added scenes in this opening montage was the lack of a supervillain fight. I know that Omega Red was planned for this movie at least at one time, and I feel like a scene of Deadpool taking him or even a low-level supervillain out in this montage would have been an amazing addition to it. We also get more suicide attempts from Wade after Vanessa is killed. Before trying to blow himself up, we also see Wade trying to let polar bears maul him at the zoo, as well as trying to drink drain unclogging liquid before jumping off a roof. He survives both, and then the movie moves on to normal of him blowing himself up on the barrels. Russell's story of abuse at the Essex house gets a lot more time and attention in this cut, making you despise those working there even more and making you feel more for Russell. And I think those scenes probably would have, even though you get the idea that Russell is being abused in the original cut, I think showing it helps you really feel for the character. Some of the X-Mansion scenes are changed up a bit to be a bit longer. They're fine and all, but one noticeable change that I didn't like is that they took out Wade wearing and breaking the Cerebro headgear. I was a little disappointed in that. That was one of my favorite scenes from the movie. Cable's arrival is extended a bit as well, so we get a little bit more from the Matt Damon and Alan Tudyk cameos before Cable steals their crap. We also get to see Cable get to Five Finger Discount shop for supplies as well. Minor scenes, necessary, no. Entertaining, yeah. Our introduction to Domino is a lot longer and even more funny. In a way, her and Wade's arguing back and forth about if luck is a superpower or not turns very Looney Tunes. That's really the only way I can say it. It turns Looney Tunes. The scene where Weasel is about to be tortured by Cable is also a lot longer. Cable gets to monologue about pain a little bit before Weasel gives up everything without a fight. Again, is it necessary? No, but you get to see more of Josh Brolin as Cable. Not really an argument there. After Russell and Juggernaut escape prison, we get to see where Russell gets his outfit from before attacking the Essex house. As someone that has to shop at big and tall stores, I found this scene of him being upset they didn't have the clothes in Juggernaut's size, so he burned the place down. Pretty funny. The Juggernaut fight scene is extended big time. They added a lot of cool scenes, such as Domino using her lucky powers and a seesaw in a fight against the big guy. More Juggernaut also. Like I said earlier, the more of things, the better. And especially, I wanted more Juggernaut. I know they had to save him as the big surprise in the movie, but that character left me wanting more. And of course, If you catch the very end of the movie, he does start to move and get up out of the pool that Colossus left him in. So we're probably going to get more Juggernaut later, and that's a good thing. Some of the biggest and best scenes that were added were the changes to the end credits. While the Green Lantern one stays relatively the same, the one involving Wade saving Peter is extended to make a joke about keeping Josh Brolin around and giving Josh Brolin something to do. It's like an X-Force joke. The biggest and funniest one is Wade talking to Wolverine during the X-Men Origins Wolverine scene. Now, in the original cut, that was probably my favorite part of the movie. And I didn't think it could get any better, but it does. Not only does he put Weapon 11 out of his misery like normal, but he also addresses Hugh Jackman hanging up the claws. And he says to him, quote, "Look, eventually you're going to hang up the claws, and it's going to make a lot of people very sad. But one day your old pal Wade's going to ask you to get back in the saddle again. And when he does, say yes." Lastly, they added a scene that they dropped because they thought it would be too controversial. And that, of course, is the Hitler baby scene. Okay, playing off a joke earlier in the movie where Wade asks Cable why doesn't he go back and kill baby Hitler, Deadpool goes back in time to do just that. At first you think it's over when you see Deadpool approaching baby Hitler in first-person view. That would be Hitler's first-person view. But then later in the credits we see that Wade is a little hesitant to kill a baby. Also making the joke that it's because baby Hitler had poopy pants was the reason he turned out so bad. Then he says that he's going to come back with Cable because Cable wouldn't have a problem offing a child, playing off the jokes about Cable trying to kill Russell the entire movie. As a fan of the movie, I thought that buying it with the extended cut was well worth it. I don't think that the stuff they added would change your mind if you didn't like the movie in the first place, but if you did, it's just a lot more of what you already love. One last thing that I thought the movie was missing, though, I felt that at some point in the movie, Deadpool would have addressed that the movie was different somehow, maybe making a comment about it feeling longer or commenting that a scene had changed from the first time. I feel like this was a missed opportunity to have Deadpool say a very Deadpool kind of thing. Still, with everything that this movie did add, the good stuff far outweighed the stuff that I would have liked to have seen. If you are a fan of Deadpool and like the theatrical cut, you're probably going to dig this one too. That's going to be all for this edition of Talkin' Movies. If you like what you've heard here, please subscribe to the Real Gino YouTube channel, like this video, and if you have anything to say about this movie, please feel free to leave a comment in the section below. Until next time, I'm your host, the Real Gino, Gino Reynolds, maximum effort.